As I start to get older and wiser, I definitely see that the guys out there are going for what is easier.
Right, right.
And like, I get it. Like, sometimes you just don't want to put in that much work. But like, if you really want a relationship and a commitment,
Yeah.
why not put in the work?
Right, right.
Why not be the high value man that is the equivalent of
My
the
most
same
hated
high
phrase,
value
by the
woman that you
way.
want,
Yeah,
right? Like, what's going
exactly.
on? And so yeah, so like, while we're not necessarily trying to stay single, they're not
Yeah.
doing anything that makes us want to
Right.
uh like be in a relationship
Right.
with them. And
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I've dated a lot, so I think, I have the experience to back that up.
so what exactly are you like dying to talk about on this subject? Like, what is it that's like, this must be said?
I mean, well, what I keep saying, but I just like to have a public platform to do that.
And
Is
here it
like,
is.
sometimes people will look at women like us and they're like, why are they single, right? Like, you're so successful, you look good. Come
Yeah.
on, right?
Yeah.
Like,
She's
what's the
hot.
deal? For me, it's like we do have lives that are very fulfilled without necessarily having that romantic partnership.
Mhm.
So to add anything that we bring into that has to add value, right? And if you're like not adding value, then what is the point of doing this? It's the same way that I live in my apartment. I have to be very intentional about everything I bring into my home because it's so small. So I'm like, okay, what value does this add? Am I going to use it often? Like, is there a place for it, and so forth? And so I think it's like that with a guy as well. Like, is he going to ultimately negatively impact my life or make it difficult or like be a headache? Right.
Are you going to enrich my life?
Right.
Or are you going to do something that makes me compromise?
Right.
And like, compromise is not a bad word, and it's not a
Right.
bad thing as long
Right.
as the compromise is for something positive.
Exactly.
Are you making me compromise to reduce my
Yeah.
quality of life or the things that I want or I desire? Because if
Yeah.
that's the case, then I'm not interested.
Yeah. And I don't want to come off like I love men.
I do too. I mean, I say it all the time. We love them.
I love men so much, but like, yeah, it just like, what are you adding? What are you bringing? What are you bringing to the table? They love to ask that.
They
all
love
the
to ask
time.
us,
And
but
it's
then
like,
they're mad
what
when
are-
we come with our laptop and our phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, sir, chill out. But yeah, what do you bring to the table? What
Yeah.
are you doing? And so what do you want them to bring to the table? Like,
I don't know what to distill it down to. It was just like true partnership, and be honest, but like someone who values what I do, respects what I do, is like supportive and champions me, and vice versa. Like, I want to give all those things to somebody else. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of the problem with dating nowadays is it's so combative, right?
Totally.
Like, it's kind of like what we were just saying, like, what do you bring? What do you bring? But like, it has to be a partnership where
Yeah.
like you're both supportive of each other and what you're doing, right? And so that goes both ways. I mean, it goes for women as well.
I think people are also missing the idea that it's like you said, you're not anti-relationship.
Yeah.
You're very like open to
Yeah.
the idea of a relationship, but
Yeah.
a good relationship, a positive relationship. And when that's there, then like, sir, you're so lucky because I'll give you the world.
Yeah. I think they also, as you get to be a woman of our age, people think like you expect, I don't know, you expect to jump into like a relationship right away, or like all we will have on our minds are marriage and
Right.
whatnot. Like, and so there's already that wall when you like go on a date with somebody, but I just want to get to know you and see if we're like even a fit,
I love that. Well, yeah, it's like, let's talk about low pressure, no pressure dating,
Yeah.
because that then can evolve into something.
Yeah, exactly.
I like my life very much.
Yeah.
So you actually have to do something incredible to make me want to like change it.
We work now, right? Like, we didn't used to necessarily be in the workforce like we are now, and then and we're educated.
Yeah.
So like, I think all of that, honestly, at the end of the day, we are becoming the high value woman. But like, now there's like this like trend to go like into the trad wife way.
Yeah, no.
It's so creepy, right?
It's very creepy because, again, I don't think people realize this, but it allows for control. And just because you're at home doing something doesn't mean that the something that you're doing doesn't have value to it.
Right.
Like, you're still contributing mightily to a household.
100%.
And so just because you're not being compensated for it,
yeah,
specifically through an hourly wage or a salary, doesn't mean that that work is not valuable. And so, like, I think we need to.
That's the through line. It's
take
like,
that
I don't want to
conversation back.
say that like anyone who is a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home wife or whatever and taking care of the household is not contributing, because they 100% are. I think there's that undertone in some instances of like the control.
What is that about? What is the control about?
I think it's like, I mean, listen, it's a patriarchy, and I feel like men feel that control slipping away, and so they're kind of scrambling to like take some of it back. You know, again, we're educated, we have like our own jobs, or you know, whatever. We have choices. I think we didn't have those choices before, and I think men feel that control over us like slipping away. So
It's totally slipping away.
yeah,
And like, it wouldn't slip away if they were actually rising to meet the occasion.
right.
Like, it's not actually slipping away. Like, you're actually
No.
throwing it away yourself with both hands.
100%.